Have you ever had one of those times when something's not working just right on your computer and you wish you had a tech guru, somebody that could be there to walk in and go, oh, you do this and this and this. Sometimes we can call, but sometimes you don't have that available. Well, in this video, we're going to show you how we can do that, and we're going to make it happen. I'm Terry Brock with Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, and I'm joined by Gina Carr, my partner there. Gina, how can we handle that kind of a situation and make sure that we're able to get help? You've got a trick that you demonstrated to our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs just the other day. What is that?
Well, there's this super tool that's now my tech new best friend. It's called Gemini Agent. And I tell it the problem and I ask it to solve the problem for me. And it does. And I usually do this after I've exhausted the normal steps of doing a search myself. What are the steps I need to take? And increasingly, I just rely on it to do it for me. So it's really wonderful.
Okay, well, I understand you got your screen ready to go. So would you go ahead and share your screen with us and tell us what we're doing here and the example you've got?
Okay, so an example that one example, the first example I'm going to show is a pretty basic thing, and that is putting a page number at the bottom of your Google Docs. Now, that you may know how to do that, but there may be something else that you don't know how to do, and so this will be a good example for you to follow. So let's just take a quick look here at a Google Doc, and the one I've pulled up is one that we used in a recent Stark Raving Entrepreneur session where we were teaching about LinkedIn news video. And so it's a Google Doc. It's kind of long. I can see it's about 11 pages. And I just want to insert page numbers here. And I don't remember how to do that. I'm in a big hurry. And so I'm going to go up here to my top right corner. And this is called Browse with AI. Yesterday, they called it Gemini, but the button name changed. Now it's called Browse with AI, which I guess makes more sense to people. And this top right corner of my Google Chrome browser. And I am just going to come down here and tell it to please, I usually say please, turn on page numbers in this document. Put them at the bottom right of each page. Okay, now again, you may know how to do this, but maybe there's something else you don't know how to do and you're having trouble. You can use something like this. Now you can see top right corner over here, you see my cursor, it says task started. And you can see up here at the top, it says take over the task. So I can pause it if it's doing something in my document, like, oh my gosh, no, stop. But look, no hands, guys. It's doing all this stuff. It's opening all these different menus and options. It's
So
telling
Gina,
me,
excuse me for interrupting, but what you're doing there, it is actually doing this for you, right?
it is doing it for me totally. And it's telling me right here on the right-hand side what it's doing exactly. So I can learn as it goes. And next time I might remember and I might just do it myself. Again, this is something I do often, so I don't really need help for it, but there's other things that I need help for. Now, you can see it is taking a little bit of time because it's doing things for me on my behalf. So it's trying to be double careful that it doesn't make any errors, which is a good thing. If you've got an agent working for you, then you want that to happen. And
Yeah,
the
it would
key
seem like
here,
that was going to be handy to have so that you're able to bring in what you need when you need it, and it's showing you the steps over there. So if someone might say, well, I don't worry about page numbers. Well, this can be used for lots of things. Is that right, Gina?
yes, and it is important to note that I have what's called Google or Gemini Plus or Gemini AI Plus, something like that. You do have to have that version. I'm paying $20 a month, and it does a lot of other cool things, but it's doing this. And all right, so you can see there, it started the task. We can see a number here. Let's scroll to the next page. We see a number there. Yay, it worked. And so the task started, the task is done. And now some of you may say, well, what can we do next? And I could just do a quick, give me those steps here. And so I'm asking it, it deleted the steps that it was already giving me, but now I have these steps here. And look at this magic too. if I wanted to, I could just click these dots right here and I can export it to a Google Doc.
That's nice. So Gina,
And
what
it's
you've just
created.
done there, you created documentation. It could have some standard operating procedures, SOPs, and you just created exactly what to be done. And you can then put that in there for your VAs to look at, for you to remember in the future, et cetera. That seems pretty amazing.
I think it is. It's just like magic to me. And so you can see that with this, just a couple of clicks there. I didn't have to copy paste. I just clicked export to docs, or I could have drafted a Gmail, and then it sent it to Google Doc, and then I have it right here. So I could share it with you. I think this is really wonderful.
I would have to agree. I think that this has got some capabilities that are going to be outstanding for many different applications. So I think we can all relate to this. Those times when you were there at something happening and something was going on and you wanted to be able to get some answers. It might be at a time of day when you're not available. Often we get up early, and I like to get up sometimes at 4 in the morning and regularly do that. Well, there's a lot you can do, but there's not a lot of support available in the support desks. But we do have Gemini or other LLMs that can do similar kind of things. Gina, you've just hit on another gem that can be real useful for this. And it would seem like you could build that standard operating procedure as a systems engineer that you are. You would be able to develop a whole set of systems and procedures that you go through. It seems like that would be a good idea. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's great. And what I just demonstrated was a very basic use of it. Would you like to see just a slightly more advanced use?
Okay, sure.
Okay. How many times are you hosting a Zoom meeting with your colleagues or prospects or clients or whatever, and it's for multiple people, and somebody pops in the room and there's background noise going on. It disrupts your whole flow. It distracts everyone. It's a very unpleasant experience. So I like to make sure that my settings in my Zoom meetings are mute people automatically upon entry, right? Do you do that with yours, Terry?
Occasionally, yes. I might make sure that it's by default, someone's not letting their sound come through because might not want to do it. They might not know what's happening. And there's a sound that's going on in the background. So it's a good idea to have this as a default.
Okay, so this is just another example where you're thinking, I really need to change that setting, but I don't know how to do it. And here's what happens for a lot of our clients in our community, our Start Raving community, and Start Raving entrepreneurs community, that is. They get to Zoom, they open it up, and then they see, oh my gosh, I have no idea where to go. Look at all these settings over here. Oh, I finally see settings. And then I open settings, and then I see all these options like, oh my gosh, what on earth do I do? Well, usually when I get stuck, what I do now is, let's say that I've tried it myself, I've looked around, but I go to Browse with AI, top right corner again, and I'm going to ask it right down here. I'm going to say, please turn on my setting so that when people enter my meeting, they are automatically muted. All right, so that's all I'm giving it, just a basic English conversation. It's not some fancy prompt. I'm just telling my little virtual assistant here, my tech guru, what I want it to do. And again, you can see no hands. You see that it's taking over. It's telling me what it's doing. It's navigating to meeting settings. Again, you see the option up at the top. It could take over task. Terry, do you see how this could be valuable for folks?
Yeah, I can see this is going to be helpful. You're getting someone to do it for you. Now, it might take a little bit longer that first time, but also it's creating the steps so that now you can tell others, here's what you do in this situation. If you have multiple people you want to contact, and for yourself. Often we do something with computers that we're going to do right now, but we don't do it again until 6 months later. We're thinking, how did I do that? Well, this is where you're building your standard operating procedures, your SOPs. You're putting those together, and this is giving you a beautiful way to do it. Gina, I think this is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Now, this one it did do fairly quickly. It was faster than setting up the page number in the Google Doc. But you can see task started. I can show the steps, task done. It's all set. And so again, you may know how to do this, or you may already have that setting set in your Zoom. But uh, we do sell the Zoom Enterprise subscription, and often our folks are asking us about different settings and how to do things. And so I can send over procedures, and then they can be followed. But what I find a lot of times with our clients as well as myself is sometimes I get stuck, and what it said should be there is not there. Things have changed. And so I love now that I can just set this. I can work on something else. I can pull up another screen or tab and do something else. I don't have to sit right there and monitor it as it's going through the work. When I come back to it in a few minutes, I'll see if it's done or not, or if it's waiting for me. Sometimes when it gets to a decision point, it will ask me a question. It will wait for me to answer before it proceeds on. I absolutely love this. And this is a game changer for anyone who's spending much time on their computer.
Absolutely. Gina, we really appreciate you sharing that. It's something that we can use in many different applications, and we would encourage you watching this to let us know, what is it that you could do? What are some tasks that you would want to do wherever you're catching this, whether it's on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook or any of the other platforms where we put this out? We want to hear from you and find out what it is that can help you best to achieve that. And matter of fact, we've got something special that we've put together that we want to share with you.
Yes, absolutely. We invite you to grab our special tool of resources. What are the resources that Terry and I are recommending? We call it AI Tools for Biz.com. AI Tools, the number 4, biz.com. You can use your QR code right there, or you can go to the domain. And this is filled with lots of goodies, instructions, and videos. Some of our favorite tools like Gamma, and of course ChatGPT and Cast Magic and Taja. So you can check those out, and just go right over there, and it'll get you plugged into this resource as well as all the other great things we're doing in our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs community, which is a great place for people who want to know how to use these tools. You can come in and ask questions in our lab. You can get all this information, you can have your tech guru helping you, but still a lot of people want to be in a community of others who are working on similar goals. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely place. And so we provide our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs so that you have those other folks that are super smart and bright and helpful who are going to help you reach your goals. And Terry, I'm so glad that we created that community many years ago and that it's still thriving today.
Yes, it is. It's something that people really enjoy. We often say people will come for the content that we have, but they stay for the community because the community gives that support and helping them out. And so, Gina, thank you very much for being with us today. Glad to have you with us here on the video once again. And so what we want to do now is to move along to give you even more information, some good things. Matter of fact, we've got a special video coming up right over here that's going to help you. If you're catching this on YouTube, if you're catching this in another format, come on over and see us. If you got a question, we want to hear from you. I'm Terry Brock, joined by Gina Carr, and we appreciate you and look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much for being with us today.